Happy 2026 to our listeners, our viewers. You made it to another year with us. My name is Jason Riley. With me, as always, Barry T. Nixon. Barry, how's your early 2026 going? Because as our regular listeners and viewers know, we are always 1 week behind our listeners. So it's not quite New Year's where we are, but we're celebrating like it is.
Yeah, exactly. Mentally, we're already there,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Absolutely.
It's going fantastic, Jay. You're looking great as always. The hair is looking nice and thick up
Sweater.
top. Yeah, you got the sweater. You're ready to rock and roll. You're ready to take on anything that 26 is going to throw at you.
I really think so. You know, I will say that we are the podcast with probably the mightiest hair out of just about any podcast. I'd put us up there in the, we got to be in the top 5% of podcasts with men in a middle-age capacity with
the
healthy
ability,
heads of hair.
Yeah, who are not follically challenged.
Yeah.
But we're not here to pat ourselves on the back about something that is a genetic dice roll. That should really be a high five for our folks.
Yeah.
But before we get there,
yeah,
let's begin the new year the right way, Jay.
Yep.
And it's the same way we've begun every year since we began the podcast, and possibly before then, with a delicious shot. And I'm going to be raising a toast in your honor with some Bushmills 12-year.
Nice. And I will be raising a glass in your honor with some Jameson triple. Happy New Year.
Same to you, Jay, and to our viewers and audience. Cheers.
What are those notes? Talk to me about the notes.
That first one was a bit, that got the shoulders moving, got the traps going.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Well, mine did a leap again over the tongue. Nice
classic.
Esophageal burn. I love an esophageal burn. You know that whiskey's going down. You can feel it go the whole way down, which is just utter perfection is what I would say.
I love it. You always put a positive spin on even something as potentially uncomfortable as an esophageal burn. I love it. And again, another year with shots leaping over the tongue. I can only expect that will continue throughout 26.
In full celebration. That's how it goes.
I love it.
Yeah. What do we want to start off with?
Well, perhaps a quick year in review.
Yeah.
And then looking forward to, what we have in 26. It doesn't have to, and no resolutions. I think we've kind of gone down that road. We're not resolutions guys. We're guys who want to continue to do what we're already doing if it's positive.
Yeah. And we did touch on life lessons in our last episode that we took out of 2025. But maybe
we did.
What do we got coming ahead? What's propelling us into the new year? Barry, you want to kick us off?
Yeah. But first, before we look ahead, we must look behind us.
Again. Okay. Let's do
25. Just quickly, it's been a great year in terms of travel for myself and my executive producer, Linda LeBrun. We were able to do some really fun things this year. We went to St. John's, Newfoundland. We went to Salt Lake City, Utah, Austin, Texas. And then we also began the year with my sister's family in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. So it's been a phenomenal travel year for us, and we hope that continues. Jay, you had, probably one of the greatest adventures any man alive or dead could hope to have, and that was when you visited Japan to work on a project that is still very much under wraps. We can't wait to find out what that was.
Yes, and I'm excited to go back in April to shoot the remaining days on this project, so that will be very exciting, and I can't wait to find out when it's coming out, because it'll be very cool to be able to see this, which is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm taking into 2026, and I wanted to share this with you because I'm pretty excited about it. I sent you an image. We are all about physical media here on the show, and what qualifies as physical media is the comic book. And now, I have not purchased an individual issue of a comic book in a while, but I was compelled to go down to the local BMV and see if they had a couple of issues of a new comic that has been released, and they did, and I'm going to show it to you. Youngblood, the Image comic Youngblood, created by Rob Liefeld, who has a podcast as well, pretty popular in comics. What is Youngblood, Barry?
Well, I thought it was a musician that Ozzy Osbourne took under his wing, and but we're not talking about him. We're talking about something else.
The roots go back differently. In fact, the roots go back to 1992. Look at this. Rob Liefeld,
the Dark Ages.
Youngblood. This was the very first Image comic. So there are three kind of major comic publishers. Marvel started in the 60s. DC started well before that in the 30s. And in 1992, some top artists from Marvel broke off and created their own Image Comics label. Image Comics still running today. And Youngblood was the very first comic. I'm holding in my hand the very first comic to come out of Image Comics. very exciting, very 90s, very splashy. Rob Liefeld is a bit of a lightning rod for kind of controversy in the world of comics, but I'm just drawn to this kind of kinetic, frenetic kind of energy that he brings to it. His plots are confusing. His proportions are a bit out there, but I just love it. I love a lot of this, just the stuff that he does. For some reason, I'm just drawn to it. It's like candy. It's like eating candy. It's not the Sandman. For people that understand comics, they'll know the Sandman is like something that's a dense literature. This is pure poppy candy, and I am here for it, and I'm here supporting his new issues because he just recently he'd gotten rid of the license Youngblood. Somebody else owned it or co-owned it, and he couldn't make comics, and now he's got it back, and he is producing some comics. He's in his late 50s now, and when he first did this one, he was probably in his early 20s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Youngblood.
Youngblood.
I'm so excited. I'm dripping here. I'm dripping. I'm leaking.
You're leaking.
Yeah.
It's funny because you are a very kind of like ordered and, your personality is kind of the opposite of this writer that you were just describing, who's kind of haphazard and all over the place. Artist, which is not really your personal style. You're much more of a guy who always knows what's up at any given moment. So it's kind of interesting that you gravitate towards it. But you did say it was like candy, so I get that. It's like a sweet indulgence.
It's like, look at
you
this.
Like to get into.
Look at this artwork from 1992.
I mean, there's a lot going on there.
There's lots going on there. In fact, the book itself is like here, and then you flip it and it starts there. It's like a flip book. Like he pulled out all the stops.
So for those of us who don't know who Youngblood is beyond the artist that you also are, I think it made your Spotify top list.
He did. Youngblood, the artist. Yeah, that's right.
Right. So tell us about Youngblood, the superhero, because I have no idea about any of it.
It's a team of superheroes. Youngblood is a group, and they're kind of like superheroes that grew up in the media age. So they're very media savvy. They've been media trained. They pay a lot of attention to the political kind of leanings of their missions and that kind of stuff. So it's interesting. It gets a little confusing. I will say, as a writer, he's maybe not the greatest writer in that things are popping in all the time. It can be tricky, and it's kind of steeped now in continuity. So I didn't follow it along. Like, it's kind of come back sporadically over the years, but I'm kind of enjoying it. So I'm just enjoying going back and enjoying some of the artistry of Rob Liefeld and Youngblood. So I'm kind of relearning it too, along with our listeners and viewers. So I'm sure we'll be rushing out to pick up their physical copies. But it got me into a comic store.
I can already hear the footsteps. I'm sure you can too. Yeah.
So that's it. That's Youngblood. That's what I wanted to share. I'm excited about that coming into 2026.
That is exciting.
I want to hear some of what you're focused in on, but I want to do that after we do shot number 2. What do you say?
Yeah, let's stick with our format, which has never failed us, by the way.
Never. 100% success rate on this format.
100%.
Jameson triple over here.
I got some Bushmills 12-year over here, Jay. Cheers to you.
Cheers. Shivers again. You got the shivers again. That's a double shiver.
And that doesn't usually happen, but, when it does, it's kind of special.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's nice.
I wish I had your ability to have certain shots leap over the tongue. I've never had that experience, and I yearn for it, Jay. In fact, that's maybe something I'm going to aim towards in 26, to try to have that experience, to try to step into your shoes, if only for the briefest of moments.
I come by it naturally.
Perhaps I know you do. But what is the technique? There's got to be something. How does liquid leap directly over the tongue? I mean, your mouth is not like some giant cave. I mean, it's like it's a regular sized mouth. So there's not a lot of real estate for liquid to just bypass an important part of the mouth. How do you do it?
Here's
Are
what
you willing to reveal your secrets right here on the broadcast?
We should really run this in super slow video to really get the nuance of it.
Get a camera inside the mouth and witness it like a cresting wave of an ocean.
I think what happens is, think of the back tail of a dolphin and how it flicks, how it flicks. I think as there's exact timing, I think as the liquid's coming in, there's a flick, and it's enough to catch it in the right spot that all of it leaps over, and it just leaps over
directly
the tongue.
Down.
It bounces off that tonsil thing in the back, and that's what sends it down. Because otherwise,
the old punching bag. Yeah.
That's right. So everything's involved in this thing. It's just the taste buds are completely missed, and that's how this works. So you get a bit of the heat at the front, then off the tonsil, then you get that burn straight down. None of it's wasted on the taste buds.
Wasted on the taste buds?
I don't know.
I've never heard it quite put that way. I wonder if you had to use that when we were at Whiskey Global. whether we would have had as many positive interactions with the vendors as we did had you used that turn of phrase. Because they might have been like, what are you talking about? The whole point of whiskey is to let it swirl around the old mouth. Not with Jason Riley, folks.
No,
It
can be,
bypasses the tongue altogether.
You get 100% of it right down the gullet.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to work on that. That's dolphin part of your tail. That's a really good, that's good imagery. I'm going to really focus on that next time we have a shot together.
It's a hard snap. Think of it as a hard snap when you're doing it. So a few of them you might send liquid everywhere, but it's a hard snap, perfect timing. 26.
Okay.
I like this for you. I like it for me too. And I'm now your apprentice. So here we go.
Great. All right.
Here we go. What else is happening in 26 for you, Barry?
What else indeed? My wife and I were going to Fort Lauderdale in February, which is going to be very nice. We're excited to do that.
What are you most excited about to see in Fort Lauderdale?
Dude, the beach culture. There's something about it.
I
love it. Well, I like wandering around. I like, to be shirtless. I like to be in direct sun for a period of time, not all day, but for a period of time. I like to lounge out on those loungers under the umbrellas provided. It's just like a whole thing. And then, cooling off in the ocean.
Yeah.
What more do you want? It really is great. And then when you get hungry, you go and get yourself some tacos. I mean, that's beach food, handheld food is perfect for the beach. And tacos, especially in South Florida, that's top of the pyramid.
Now, when you go down there, are you going to this year do you do the tight bathing suit or do you do the boxer kind of things? Or do you have a combination of both depending on the day and your confidence? I'm curious what you're headed
the confidence is high, but I don't think it's that high. The banana sling, is that where you're going with this?
Well, not the Borat stuff. Just like, are we going, is it tight trunks or is it loose trunks? In case any of our audience is down there. Loose, okay.
Yeah, it's loose. It's loose trunks. Yeah, you gotta, no, I haven't gone down that other road, but I'm not opposed to it. If I were to come across the right, I guess, design. I don't even really know.
I see like lightning bolts on the side might be good.
Lightning bolts. Yeah, that'd be good.
That perhaps not a bad 2027. Maybe that's a goal that you want to get to. I don't know what the goal is, but I'm sure people do have goals of tighter bathing suits. Women do all the time. I'm sure, not to objectify anybody.
Sure.
But I think they're, to be able to fit into these
things.
It
depends on where you are in your weight loss journey. A lot of women are on that journey.
Yeah, exactly.
More so than men, I find.
Yeah, but I bet you that changes with I just heard today that not Ozempic, but Wegovy, one of those
the knockoffs.
drugs, is going to be in pill form, and they're going to be the first one to offer it in pill form. That is a huge game changer. As we shift to the science portion of our show, a huge game changer for weight loss drugs.
Get your lab coat on, Jay.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think? I think pill form. Would you go in on a pill form of it?
Well, perhaps if I were in need of shedding some weight, I would consider it. But I've heard that as well that the pill is not as effective as the shot. But not everyone wants to inject themselves.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think that's a big hurdle for many people.
I think as soon
unless you're already doing that.
Yeah, exactly. If you're comfortable doing it, great. If not, I do see the pill form as being, because like you said, it's a bit milder. Maybe you have to do it a little bit more regularly, or build that in with more I don't know, willpower or whatever. But I could totally see that. I see a lot more people getting on that. And why not? If you start to get a little out of control, at some point, isn't it weird
would you yourself, if you felt like you were getting 5 to 8 pounds out of your comfort zone, is that something you would look at?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be too nervous to do that, because it's like pill form. It's not surgery. It's not anything that's so invasive.
Yeah.
And like, isn't it amazing to think that in, 10 years from now, we may look back and go, it won't be completely like this, but let's just exaggerate a bit and kind of go like, remember when weight was a problem and now it's not? Because if people did have access to it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Watch the McDonald's start going out of business. Like stuff like that'll happen. They may not fully go out of business, but they may right size the number of fast food places, because maybe you don't need to go 10 times a month. You're going 3 times a month. What do you think?
I think the only fat people left will be people who can't afford to get on the pill. And that's what it's really going to be. It's going to be a bigger class divide. The thin people will be the ones who are a little more upwardly mobile. If you're really big and you don't have the money for Wegovy or whatever, you're still eating at McDonald's 10 times a month. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if it was part of healthcare regimen, if it got approved at some point? Then even more people, like once it gets to be generic, kind of like...
Comes off patent.
Like Viagra was a thing, and now it's like it's all generic. You on Viagra?
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Are you kidding? I know wiener pills. Yeah, I mean, my stocking is stuffed with them. Okay, If you need some, I got you. No problem.
Perfect. All right, great. But yeah, those were like a big thing. It was like they were high priced, and then all of a sudden they came down because they went generic. I love Science Corner. We don't talk about it enough. And I think really our audience needs us, because if anybody you can trust to get under the covers, so to speak, of these breakthrough drugs, that's what they're really tuning in for. It's a shame we don't talk about it more often.
It's absolutely true.
That's 2026.
Let me ask you, just on the subject of pills, if I could give you a pill today and you'd wake up the next day and looking like one of those competitive on-stage bodybuilders, one of those mass monsters that are completely shredded, would you do it? If it was just a pill?
I would take half that pill, because I really don't like the look of the absolute shredded but I'd
super skinny weight.
Yeah. If it's snappable, I'd snap that in half, and then I'd be kind of halfway there, and I'm okay with that. How about you? You'd take the pill. You take two.
I think I would take two. Yeah. I would just be like,
and a Viagra.
I would have muscles coming out of my forehead. That's what I would want. That's what I've been working on, really. I can't seem to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's amazing. As we get further down into the future, it's kind of wild that all these ideas are being kind of shrunk into, can we make a pill out of it?
Yeah.
And now we have this pill that seemingly will melt weight. Will we also have a pill one day that'll grow hair? Will we also have a pill that will improve eyesight?
Yeah.
We already have pills for the boners, which is great. That was the first thing out of the gate.
Yep.
Because why? Probably it was a guy working on it. You know what I mean? This is... so I don't know what my point was, other than just we want more things to be cured with a single pill or two pills.
Yep.
Right, Jay?
Sounds good. Barry?
I feel like that's a pretty full show. And
that's a kickoff to 2026.
We really had time to get in on the science, because that's important.
We're going to follow the story. How about that?
Yes,
we're going to follow the story through all year 2026. And we'll tune in, headline only. You can guarantee that. That'll be a rip from the headline. We'll be seeking out that headline. Barry, I want you to have a wonderful kickoff to New Year. It's been great spending it with you. And I look forward to, if this is our first episode, 51 more to carry us through 2026 till we get into 2027.
Amazing.
And follow us for the journey, if you will, listeners, viewers, however you like to consume your podcasts. We can't wait to see you again next week.
Yep. Thank you for being with us. We love you.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Two Shot Tuesday. The show is produced by Barry and I and edited by me. If you have yet to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts, please take a second to do so now. It helps us grow, and it helps new audiences to find the show. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Two Shot Tuesday, and on Twitter at Two Shot Tuesday Podcast. Stop by, give us a follow, leave us a comment, and share your favorite episodes. If you have a question you'd like featured on the show, you can send us a text at 647-486-4848. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.